Hello class, this is a video tutorial on solving simultaneous equations in geometric problems. So let's get straight to it. So just like worded problems, this requires us to just make two equations which we solve simultaneously. But in these problems, we have an added element of using geometric properties to solve this. So here we go. I've got here two scenarios. One with an equilateral triangle and another with a rectangle where the perimeter is also given. You can pause at any time and give this a go. So let's get to it. So for this one, since this is an equilateral triangle, we can say that one side must be equal to any other pair of the sides. So for this, I'm just going to pair up these two. So we get 4y minus x equals 2x plus 2y. Now that we have this, we move everything to one side to get 0. So I'm going to move these to this side. This gives me 3x minus 2y equals 0. And this is our first equation. Now that we have this pair and we have this equation, we can make another equation simply by pairing up the other two. So in the exact same way, 4y minus x equals x plus y plus 5. Moving everything to one side again, I get 0 equals 2x minus 3y plus 5, and all of this is equal to 0. And at this point, it's just a matter of solving this simultaneously. For this, I'm going to eliminate y. I'm going to make this times 3 and this times 2. This is so that the coefficients of y both become 6. So my first equation becomes 9x minus 6y equals 0. My second equation becomes 4x minus 6y plus 10 equals 0. Then from here, I hope you can see that there's an elimination of y. And now we can simply do elimination. 9 minus 4 gives us 5x. Negative 6 minus 6 gives us 0. 0 minus 10 gives us minus 10. And that's all equal to 0. From here, I hope you can see that x must equal 2. Then from here, we substitute this back into x equals 2. We must substitute this into 2 or 1. It's your choice. And for me, I'm going to substitute it back into 1. So this gets us 3 times 2 plus 2y equals 0. Sorry, not plus, it should be a minus there. Double checking, yes, minus 2y. And then from here, we get 6 minus 2y equals 0. And I hope from here you can see that y equals 3. And so the solution to this is 2, 3 for the coordinates of x and y. Now that you've seen this, I hope you can give the next problem a go. But you'll notice that there's an interesting reason as to why I would put the perimeter must equal 46. So here we go. For this one, the exact same way, since the sides are equal, we can let these two equal one another. So 2x plus 4y minus 1, this must be equal to this side. Now that we have this, let's bring everything to one side. Get 0 equals, subtracting this, I get x on its own. 5 take away 4 gets us positive y. And minus 4 plus 1 gets us negative 3. So here is our first equation. X plus y minus 3 equals 0 is our first equation. And now when we try the other side, so we get these two. Take a look at what happens, and you'll notice as to why we really need to use this one. So here we go. So we let this side, so 2x plus 3y minus 3 equals x plus 2y. Now notice what happens if I bring everything to one side. I move this to the side, I get x. 3y minus 2y is plus y, and that minus 3 is still here. Notice how this equation and this equation are actually identical. Okay, so as you can see, we actually can't use this equation because we need two unique equations. And this is where the perimeter is actually going to be handy. So to find the perimeter, you can do this in one of two ways. You can add all the four sides up and let that equal 46. But another way that you could do this is you could pair these two up and double it, because the perimeter of a rectangle is one side plus another side. And since there are two of the same sides, we can just double this. So that's the one I'm going to be doing. I'm going to add the two sides. I get 3x plus 5y minus 4 plus x plus 2y. So I'm adding these two. And then I'm going to double this in a moment. Running out of space here. So for this, I'm going to go with 4x plus 7y minus 4. I'm now going to double this to get me 8x plus 7y, 14y, sorry, minus 8. And this perimeter should equal 46. And there we now have our second equation. So we can let this now equal this. Now it's up to you how you'd like to tackle this, but for me, I'm going to multiply by 14. I'd like to eliminate y again. So multiplying this by 14 to get 14x plus 14y minus 3 times 14 is negative 42 equals 0. And for the other equation, I can just leave this as it is. And now that we have this, we can subtract. Okay, so then from here we get 14 minus 8 is 6. Sorry, we have 14 minus 8 is 6. Good. 14 take away 14 is 0. Negative 42 minus 8. Can't do that in my head. So negative 42 minus 8. We get negative 34. And I forgot to bring this to the same side. It'll be 0 minus 46. So 0 minus 46 is negative 46. And so now we can we can move this to the other side. We get 6x equals negative 46 plus 34 gets us negative 12. So x is negative 2. Then from here, we just substitute it back into any equation. I'm choosing this one because it's easier. Oh, sorry, that's x, substituting it to this one. So this will give us negative 2 plus y minus 3 equals 0. We get y minus 5 is equal to 0, and y must equal positive 5. So the solutions to this are -2, 5. All right, so I hope that gave you an insight into simultaneous equations with a geometric problem. Hope to see you in the next video, and best of luck.